Mr. Gaff here, and today I'll be continuing through my weapon reviews with the Terran Republic pistols. The comparison is going to be between the default TX1 Repeater and the alternative TX2 Emperor. Before I continue, I'd like to remind you that the time codes are listed in the description so that you can skip to a certain part of the video if you wish to. So the Repeater is the starting pistol, which fires a 3-round burst. The Emperor is very similar to the Vanu Sovereignty's Beamer and is semi-automatic. Also, the Emperor costs 700 station cash or 500 certs to acquire. The Emperor starts at 167 damage per bullet at 10 meters or closer, and drops down to 72 damage per bullet at 65 meters. The Repeater starts at a much lower 112 damage per bullet and slowly drops down to a 77 damage per bullet at 65 meters. You should remember that these stats are per bullet. If you hit the enemy with your entire burst with the Repeater, you'll be dealing 336 damage at point blank range. The reload times are the same as all the pistols, with a 1.7 second short reload and 2 second long reload. The clip size are also the same for both pistols, with 21 bullets in a magazine and 63 rounds in reserve. As I mentioned in my review of the Vanu pistols, you only get 3 extra clips with your secondaries, instead of the 5 extra clips you get with your primaries. The recoil varies between the two guns due to their firing modes. The Repeater has a 0.65 degree recoil per shot, and a first shot multiplier of 1.5 times. So the recoil per burst is 2.28 degrees for the Repeater. The Emperor has an overall recoil of 0.8 degrees per shot and isn't affected by the first shot multiplier since it's a semi-automatic. The rate of fire for the Repeater is 845 rounds per minute, and the Emperor fires at 400 rounds per minute. The projectile velocity of the pistols is 375 meters per second. The time to kill for the Repeater is 1.87 seconds. On the stats sheet I used, the time to kill for the Emperor was listed as over 3 seconds. I realized that couldn't be correct, and saw that the damage listed on the stat sheet was also an incorrect 112 damage per bullet, which is the damage for the Repeater and not the Emperor. So I recalculated the time to kill based on the Beamer's 1.77 second time to kill and readjusted for the Emperor's slower firing speed and improved accuracy. So I came out with a 1.81 second time to kill for the Emperor. Now you might have seen the damage stats and seen that the Repeater has such a minimal damage drop off that we would have thought that it would be better at long range fights. However, the opposite is true. The Repeater's piss poor hip accuracy and strong recoil make it an extreme close range weapon. It can take out an enemy extremely quickly if you can land your shots. Past 15 meters, you won't be able to land enough shots out of your burst to take out an enemy before you have to reload. When I use the Repeater, I find it useful to spam click it in the direction of the enemy while I go up for a knife. The knife there being the ultimate goal. It will take 1.5 bursts to take out an enemy's shields, and the knife will be able to finish them off from there. If you are up against more than one enemy, go ahead and retreat as fast as possible. I often find myself reloading in the middle of the fight since you can expend your clip a lot faster than any other weapon due to the high rate of fire. In terms of attachments, pistols have a very small choice. I would suggest going with the laser dot so that you can effectively increase the Repeater's hip firing range a couple meters. It's also useful for the Emperor since that already has fairly decent hip fire accuracy. The Emperor is a lot more balanced than the Repeater for a secondary weapon. It has an amazing hip accuracy for a pistol, and can work well at medium ranges as long as you can compensate for the slow bullet velocity and steep damage drop-off. It can work just as well as the Repeater for those super close range encounters, but performs just as well at medium range. I would suggest equipping this to balance out a shotgun. So for my rating, I'm giving the Repeater a 3.5 since it's entirely outcompeted by the shotguns. The Emperor is getting a higher score than the Beamer, which is nearly identical due to its improved hip-fire accuracy. This makes enough of a difference while strafing in close quarters to boost its score up to a 4.5, still lower than the average due to the shotguns. So that's it for the TR pistols. If you have any weapons you would like me to review next, leave me a comment and I'll get to them as soon as I can. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.